I cannot contain my excitement. Today we have the Tesla Model S Plaid, which is the current world's fastest production car, faster than the Bugatti Chiron in terms of 0 to 60, quarter mile times, everything but top speed because these are electronically limited. 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds, and I know that's what everybody is here to see, so I'm gonna skip my typical format of going through the exterior, the interior, and all of that. We're gonna get right into the drive. All right, guys, first time accelerating. I know that's why all of you are here. 1,020 horsepower, I believe 1,050 pound-feet of torque. Let's see what it feels like. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Whoa, that is next level. Oh my God, my organs. Wait, we have to do that again. That is the most unreal feeling. Oh my God, hold on, we have to try this again. Let's get through this bend. This yoke is just not the most comfortable and confident thing to hold during a time like this, but let's see what this is like coming out of a turn. Holy shit, oh my God. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, welcome back to Adam Drives LA. If you're new to the channel, my name is Adam and I drive the coolest cars on LA's most iconic roads. As I said, today's car is the Tesla Model S. This is the Plaid edition, currently the world's fastest car, 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. And oh my God, I have to say, as much as I kind of prepared and watched videos and knew what to expect, your body just doesn't expect it because it's a sensation you've just never felt before. It has nothing to do with a roller coaster. It's electric, you hear no sound, and it just feels like you're being propelled by something like a jet fighter would be propelled off of a carrier ship. It's a very unnatural feeling, I'm telling you. I don't know if people will agree that have driven this thing, but there's just no way I can put it to words. From zero, I don't want to do it, but here we go from two. Oh my God, I can't finish talking when we're going. I don't know how that looks on the camera, but I feel my entire back slam against the seat here. And I can see my camera guys struggling to stay straight and keep the gimbal floating forward. This thing is just moving all over. The force is so unnatural. And I did read, we do experience 1.2 G's of gravitational force when we accelerate. Whew, that is a lot to take in.
Oh my God, no way. Dude, I feel like I'm gonna fucking smash you.
I have Brooke, I have Dash. You guys never experienced the Tesla power. Yeah. This is the Plaid. Ready for it? Should we just do it right now?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my God, it's red. Ow! Oh my God. What did you just do?
and that's at any speed.
Did you just do?
Whoa.
What did you just do?
This is the fastest car on the planet right now. Faster than $3 million Bugattis, Ferrari, Lamborghini, anything you see pass by, you're in the fastest car.
In the world?
In the world right now.
No way.
Yeah. All right, there is just no way. I mean, it's electric, so watch the speedometer. Look at this. As soon as I press it, from 18, look where we're gonna go. In a heartbeat, that's it. We just went 40 miles per hour. The distance, I mean, the way it covers ground, it's like the world is coming at you so fast and you just can't prepare for it. I am sweating, my organs hurt, and most of all, I am very nauseous, and not in a good way, not in a funny way, not in a fun way. This is nauseous like I really do want to throw up because my organs just are moving around at such a rapid pace, it almost hurts. And it's something I'm not going to be able to describe again, but best thing to do is let's pull over, let's go over the exterior design, the interior features, which there are a lot to talk about, and we will get back in the car for a more detailed driving experience. Now again, if you're new to the channel, I do invite you to scroll down, hit the subscribe button, give me a like, and by subscribing, you will get an awesome car review like this one every week. All right, so let's start up front. The Tesla Model S hasn't changed much since it started, but because it's generally considered a pretty attractive car, I guess it's forgivable, but there should be a change coming very soon. It's been quite a while. Looking up front, you've got LEDs, and Tesla has really figured out how to get this iconic front end that is, you cannot mistake it for any other car. Now, as we walk around, first you'll notice there is, of course, no engine in here. This is your frunk that has kind of limited storage, but it's something. It's for, you know, another suitcase or just a little bit of extras. As we wrap around, This is actually a little bit wider than a typical Model S. It's not very noticeable, but because this has the wider tires for that 1.9 second launch, you do have a little bit of a wider fender here on the front and the rear. It's not too noticeable. Look closely, you might be able to pick it up. Now, as we come around to the side here, you're gonna notice, of course, the camera. This is iconic of Tesla. They put it there, it looks great. It adds just a little bit of drama, a sensation of speed going across with this line. Those wheels are Model S Plaid wheels only. They're the optional wheels. I believe these are the 21-inch wrapped in the Michelin Pilot Sports. As we come around, you notice the flush door handles that open as soon as you approach it. They're gonna open on their own automatically. I love the black trim all over this thing. This has no chrome really anywhere. It matches the wheels. That red really stands out. Here is where you can really kind of tell that wide body. It really catches a nice highlight here. This is just a little bit wider, as I said. Wrapping around the rear, you have this little carbon fiber lip. It's subtle, but it's there, and I have to say this might be the angle that I'm kind of a little bit over Tesla at this point. It's just not that exciting. It really hasn't changed. It's not a very dramatic rear end. It is nice because of that lower diffuser that's black, and again, those accent colors on the red look really good. The only way really that you're gonna notice as this thing is passing by, if it's a Plaid or a typical Model S, is this little tiny badge over here. They've really gone small, and notice it's the only thing that's chrome is the badges. That's one thing they don't want you to miss. Everything else is hidden in the black. Now, moving into the cargo area in the back, of course, this is a hatchback. A lot of people forget. So it is extremely spacious, plenty of room. Of course, maybe not so much vertically, but you have a ton of space back here. Not a lot of luxury. You can drop the rear seats over here, not automatically. It is mechanical. They just sort of drop. You have to pull them back up. You do have some more storage down here, which is really deep. It has my Tesla charger down there. So again, this is a very practical car in every way. When we jump into the interior, I'm gonna go over just how practical and how useful this is in scenarios that you would never expect a car to fulfill. All right, when we get inside, of course, the first thing we have to talk about before anything else is the yoke, which is what Tesla calls this awkward steering wheel. Now, I know what they were going for. They were going for this really futuristic kind of spaceship feeling, and with the speed, you know, given the way this car is, it suits it, but it's not very practical. Look at these shots of me trying to do a U-turn, and it's just, it bumps my knee. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit taller, but even my hands, I mean, when I do a U-turn, I'm just juggling this thing, and it's just not practical, like I said. And given the type of speed this has, 0 to 60 on 1.9, I've said it 10 times already, I know, but you really need to keep your hands on the wheel, keep it straight. One of the mistakes people make when they drive this car is coming off of a turn or something, and you hit that acceleration, your car can go, you know, at the radius it'll turn at those speeds is insane. You'll go into a different street. So I think a full steering wheel, maybe a squared one, like the Corvette had one, that was nice. It's nice to hold. It feels kind of futuristic. I would like kind of like what they were going for here. But again, I respect it. It's something new. I'm surprised like regulations didn't stop it, but here we are. We have the yoke in this one. Now, another thing you notice, there are no stalks coming off of the back. There are no paddle shifters, of course, because this is an electric car. They have integrated everything into here. All I have are these two little scrolls. Everything else is little touchscreen. This is not even a horn. My horn is this button. My turn signals are buttons over here. My high beam. All of it is controlled through here. Another thing that's controlled through the yoke is things like the power mirrors. So I will go into the vehicle settings here, and we're gonna get into the screen a little bit later. You go into your mirrors, and you're going to use this and watch it tilting there based on what I'm doing here on this little scroll wheel. Ahead of the yoke, we finally have a digital gauge cluster. Now, over the Model 3, which doesn't have this, I think that's something that's totally missing in the Model 3, so I'm glad they put it in the Model S. It's super useful. We're just too used to looking ahead of us to see our speed and to see vital information and not look over to a screen, especially one as big as this with so much going on. A lot of different options in here we're gonna go through in depth, but I don't wanna look here for the very important things. Now, one thing that's really bad that I didn't like is the volume. So you get in, you just don't know where where the volume is. So on the steering wheel, you can control it with this initially, but there's no icon. Nothing here tells you that you can control the volume. When I sat in and music started blasting, I did not know where to turn it down. And it's a little touch screen that goes here. You can pull it up. It's very responsive. You can go through it, but I don't like that being digital. It took me a minute to find it. So we still need just a little knob, even if it's down here, maybe something hidden, but that's just one thing we need physical. Okay, now I think it's time to move to the massive screen, which is new for Tesla. So let's go over it. There's a lot to go over. I'm not gonna go over things that are very expected of it, but I'll show you the coolest things. Of course, massive touchscreen, extremely responsive. You can use 2 items at the same time. All your main controls are down here. This is what you're gonna use most often. So first, let me hit you with the climate controls. Everything you expect. Here's the coolest thing. It is just touch. Like, this is how you aim, where you want the air to go. You can hear it moving. And mind you, the vents are hidden. They're underneath here, so they blow up and around that you can't see them. So that's another thing in this simplified minimalist interior. Very smooth to the touch. This is how you increase the fan speed, go back down. You have your heated and cooled seats over here. You have so many different ways of configuring this rather than just selecting a direction by turning a dial. You can really customize. Dog mode, very cool, because if you leave your dog in the car, this will keep the AC on as the car is off. You can leave the windows rolled up and it will play a message here that tells you that the dog is okay. Do not break the windows, do not try to save the dog. You also have a little heated steering wheel, but notice it is a heated yoke. I'm not gonna turn that on because it's about 90 degrees right now. So in the main car menu over here, let's go over the main things. So of course, open and close your trunk electronically, the front and the trunk, I should say. Here are some of your controls back here, raise the suspension, things like that. Even the steering wheel, check this out. When you do this, you move it with the little toggle over here. It's so cool how they've really maximized the use out of this. You can change a lot of things. This is gonna be our favorite area. We're gonna keep it on plaid mode. There's drag strip mode. When you click how to launch, it really teaches you the way to get that 1.90 to 60. You're gonna slam on the brake, slam on the throttle, let go of the brake, simple as that, and it does work. You have your suspension settings here, some charging, so I'm not gonna go through all of these. It's your autopilot, things like that. And of course, you can customize everything. I can customize all the lights in here. I can customize the sound of that horn to something else. I'm not gonna do it now. It takes a little bit of time to get. And you can upload custom sounds. You can record your own voice and things like that. Let's go down here into some of the other settings. Of course, your phone. Now check this out, arcade mode. So you can select between a bunch of games. Watch this car racing game called Beach Buggy Racing 2. You actually use the steering wheel and the accelerator and brake pedal in the car to drive for this game. It's really fun to sit when you're waiting for someone or you just have a little bit of time to kill. Don't do it in traffic, but it's so responsive and it's so much fun to sit in an actual driver's seat and use everything in the game. Now in Toy Box up here, you can get into a couple of silly things. There's nothing really that exciting, some drawing and things like that. You can click Get Cozy. This plays a video of a fireplace, which is very cozy, and the heater starts, which we're boiling in the car, so I'm not gonna have that. And I wish it would just go away. I'm not sure how to, okay, now it's gone. It does play music rather loud, so this is your browser. It uses its own built-in Wi-Fi, so you can go in and go into Google, go YouTube, do anything you want. Speaking of that, check this out, theater. You can play Netflix, YouTube, anything else here, all built in into the car. You just set up your account and you can start high quality. I will show you a little bit more of that later. Now, moving away from all of this, let's bring it down. You've got your calendar, you've got your very high quality cameras over here in all your angles. Of course, you can have this playing as you're driving forward. So we're gonna get out of that. Some of your other options down here, you really have everything you need. Your dash cam, which can automatically record as soon as there's either a collision or anything that the car has felt, even when you're not inside. You don't have to be in the car to feel any of that. Now, the last thing I need to show you about the screen is probably its most important feature. As I said, they're going minimal with this interior, so no stocks, but also you notice down here, no gear lever. So how do you get it going? Well, when you get in the car and you put your foot on the brake, you get this little icon. See, when I let go, it goes away. Press the brake, it's there. If I wanted to go backwards, I just swipe down, we're in reverse. We're now moving, we're in reverse. If I want to go forward, swipe forward. Here we go. When I'm ready to park, press the brake, tap to park. That's how easy it is. You don't need a lever anymore. They've really done it. Now, I know what you're thinking is, what if the battery dies? What if something malfunctions with the electronics? Do not worry, you can't really see it, but down here you have a little park icon. There they are. You have your reverse neutral drive. When you use these, they will light up and you can have these as your backup. Just above that, you have dual wireless chargers. So you put your phone in there. They really rest in place. It works flawlessly. We've put 2 phones over there constantly for this trip, for this review. Below that, you've got some interesting storage components. Of course, this wood is beautiful. One thing you're gonna notice, of course, you have your cup holders, but that moves back. You can lock it. You have this cover, that moves back. You have a bigger storage. If you want some hidden storage, push this, that comes out. I mean, it's just limitless how far Tesla has gone to really integrate things into this interior. Down here, a little bit more storage. It's fairly deep and it does not connect to the other side, so you don't have to worry about things rolling around back and forth. Now, before I jump into the rear seats, I do have to talk about the overall impression of this interior. When I first got in, I bumped my head all over this place. It's just not as roomy as you would expect. I expected it to be a little bit roomier. The front is pretty sloped, so it feels like there's a lot of distance, so that makes the interior feel a little bit larger. But sitting inside, although they've gone minimal and taken a lot of things out, it still does not feel very roomy. I still can feel that there's a short distance between myself and my passenger, but this white with the wood over here and that red outside, the black up here, this suede feeling, this massive open top, which I really was worried is going to just kill me in the sun. It's so darkly tinted, it just looks pitch black when I'm looking out, especially through sunglasses. All right, now that we've gone over most of the interior features, there's one part left, and that is the rear seats. Now, to get out of the car as well, it is an electronic door handle, which is very cool. Now, the rear seats have a lot to offer. First of all, when you get in, first thing you'll notice, all of that, the entertainment, that theater feature that was up front, super high quality. Check it out. You go into YouTube, I can watch my own videos, go on Netflix and watch a whole movie on this. I love the way this thing is. It really is going to keep the rear occupants occupied while you're driving, hopefully not going 1.90 to 60 while they're back here. They will have a heart attack if they're not prepared. The seats, you have 3 seats, so this is still a 5-seater, not a 4-seater. Very cool thing. This drops down. You have your nice cup holders, and again, you do have your wireless charger for both sides, dual wireless charging. You have your storage back here, which can close. Awesome. I love the way they've done this. You have this electronic button. That's how you release it from the back of the third headrest. All 3 of these can actually heat. Let's go into the settings back here. Look at this, the middle one, which usually cannot heat. It's just kind of there to fill in space. In this, they know you might actually use it, so that can heat up as well. And on top of that, you have a couple of USB-C slots over here. That kind of wraps it up for the rear end. Now, room-wise, I almost feel like I have more room back here than I did up front. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just that center and that big screen are just a little bit overwhelming up front. But here, as long as you don't put 5 passengers, I feel like I have plenty of room. It's not tight, it's not anything bad. This glass top is really kind of distant. Because it's so dark, it just feels further away. It doesn't feel like if it was a white suede top that you can see it right above you. You don't have any of that claustrophobia in this. Again, I love the way it looks. You can remove this panel back here and reach everything that's in the trunk. I love hatchbacks for that reason alone. Now that we went over the exterior design, the interior features, and we even went for a short drive to show you the acceleration, let's go for more of a detailed drive and go over the entire driving experience. This time we're going to try not to lose our lunch. All right, we're back in the Tesla. Let's see how it is. I know the acceleration is what everyone is here to see, but we already saw that. So we're gonna go over a couple of more things. Let me show you what I was talking about. That yoke, as I'm trying to do a U-turn here, it's just, I mean, it just doesn't work. I mean, simply put, it does not work out. And we're gonna do this real quick without getting in trouble. Let's go forward. And of course, I know you all want the acceleration, so let's give it to you here. Oh my God. That is insane. That's so unreal. It feels like we're in a different dimension. Okay, enough of that. We'll get back to that maybe a little bit later, no promises. Driving experience. Okay, the steering wheel, like I said, I have a few problems with it. I understand it. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to leave it at that. But it is something that needs to be figured out a little bit further, how to fix this, or at least give the option for people who don't want this to get a regular kind of squared off steering wheel. I think that would be the move. Around me, the experience of driving, I mean, it's a very low roof. It feels like the roof line is pretty low, but that front windshield slopes so far. I have a really good view over here. I know the cameras are there, the sensors, I trust them with my life. Elon, I'm giving you the credit. I trust you with everything, even though I have not really driven Teslas in the past, been in a couple, nothing crazy like this, of course. We're in the world's fastest car, and this is just insane to say, and it goes to show electric really is the future. I've been all about the big engines. I mean, look, think about what a Bugatti Chiron is. That's a W16. It is 8.0. It has quad turbos. It's maxed out as far as a combustion engine goes, and it's just not as fast as this. This came out, this is what, an 18-year-old company, and it's already faster. It seems so effortless that they were able to do that. I don't want to keep comparing it to a Bugatti Chiron because the buyers are completely different people, but I do have to compare it because Bugatti Chiron costs 23 times as much as this. This has an MSRP of about $130,000. Bugatti Chiron is at 3 million plus. Now, getting away from the sheer power of it, because my videographer, Justin, I guess he has this thing called a will to live, and he doesn't want to keep driving fast. So let's get into the general driving aspect. It is a smooth car, I will give it that. It definitely feels like a normal car when you're driving. You know, that's one of the nice things. Usually when you get a car with such insane power, that's really what you feel throughout the whole time of driving. The car is rumbling, the car is tight, the car is just, you feel every bump, the suspension is stiff. This really still is a regular driving Model S. You can drive it that way. It's just crazy that all you have to do is just hit the throttle and you don't have to switch gears, you have to do anything. So the power is so accessible and it's there. But other than that, this is really the ultimate definition of a sleeper. No one will expect it. You're gonna launch on any car at a red light and they will never expect for you to, one, have grip. I don't even know how this car gets that kind of grip. I know it's all-wheel drive, but why are other cars hardly able to control this kind of power? I see Aventadors just spinning out all the time with the all-wheel drive. Somehow the Model S has done it. The handling, I mean, I can't experience it. We're not in the canyons. I wanted to bring it out somewhere nice, somewhere really scenic, so we're here. The handling, I can still feel. It's not very sharp. It's not a sport car in that aspect. It really is just a big 5-seater that is very comfortable, has lots of features. One thing that it's missing at a $130,000 price point, I will say there are some luxury features that are missing, and part of that goes to this being that really minimal interior, whereas a lot of the other companies, you know, Mercedes, in this class, I mean, you have so much to offer as far as materials, as far as your seat adjustment. This is really, you're in a pretty basic seat. You have pretty basic seat adjustments. I know you can't sit here and complain about that when the car can do what it can do, but at a $130,000 price point, there is still something to be said about what the buyer expects at that range. If they've had cars in that price point, they know what to expect. And this car just, there are some things that are definitely lacking there. And finally, another sense of confidence you get is as I'm driving, I can see in front of me this little digital screen. Not only has a little red Tesla like the exact one that I'm in, but it shows me every car that's passing. I mean, I have no blind spot anymore. Look at that. The car that's near me, I see it there before I even see it next to me. So the safety, I mean, Elon Musk, Tesla, the team, they've really killed it with this. They've really moved it up a notch. And again, I'm shocked that it only took them 18 years to really surpass the technological advancements, the power, all of this that we've been working on with combustion engines for over 100 years. All right, again, we're starting to feel pretty nauseous from the acceleration, so I'm gonna pull over and give you my final thoughts. All right, now that I've driven this thing, experienced the interior, the exterior, all of the features, let me give you my final thoughts. It comes down to a few simple facts. Okay, fact number one, this is the fastest production car on the planet. Number two, this is the most aerodynamic car on the planet. This is the most innovative car on the planet. This has the longest range of any EV at about 400 miles on one full charge. And it still has no compromises. 5 seats, plenty of cargo, and it's all done by a company that's only 18 years old. It's gonna be very hard to convince someone why they should not get this car. Those are my final thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, scroll down, hit me with a like, Leave a comment if you have anything to say about this car, about its competition, or where you think Tesla is going. I don't know how they're gonna top this, but thank you so much for watching. I had a blast making it. I'll see you in the next car.